What's good, YouTube? It's your boy AyCartii, and if you are struggling to shoot in NBA 2K24, you're looking like my myplayer right now. Release height D-, defensive immunity F, release speed F, timing stability F. If you can't shoot to save your life, you're in the right place. We got all the best jump shots, the best tips, the best secret settings. I'm putting you on the best tips, tricks, settings, jump shots for all builds, all heights. So drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I promise you, this video and my channel is going to change your life if you plan on playing NBA 2K25 or just watching NBA 2K25 content in general. Comp content, funny content, helpful content from a real deal hooper. Now let's get right into the banger. I love y'all boys. Thank you. Let's get right into it. Let's go. Now my kings out there, my kings worldwide and queens, if y'all are struggling to shoot, I understand, okay? But you need to watch this video all the way through. I'm gonna deep dive into the settings and everything that you need to do before you even think about putting on the jumper. Well, obviously you're gonna want to put the jumper on for some of the stuff we have to do. But before you go take this thing out into the park and expect to be good, you need to be having a realistic expectation. You need to have some things done, and then we're gonna go out there and shoot 60, 70, 80% from three. Let's get it. Now, just so you can see, I'm a real deal hooper. This is all my friends. I mean, look at some of my friends up here. I got a top rep, two top reps on here. Hank the Tank Double H. I'm 99-4. All right, y'all. So this is a real deal hooper coming to y'all live and direct, telling you what needs to be done. Now, the only thing I will spend my money in VC on in this game besides a build is my jump shot boost. Okay, that's all I use. I don't use nothing else. Jump shot boost, that should just be off the rip. You need to have jump shot boost if you plan to be competitive, at least in this game. I'm not gonna say you need them. I'm not gonna go that far, but if you want to be competitive, everyone's gonna be rocking jump shot boost. So put on your jump shot boost if you can. In order to check your hot zones, you're gonna hold down the left bumper and right bumper. Boom. Now, what it's gonna do, it's gonna pull up your player card. Press A, press view 2K card. Then what you're gonna want to do is hit the right trigger. As you can see, I'm missing one of my hot zones. Okay, the top of the key, the 3 zones that I want to have lethal, which is right here. As you can see, 3 zones for 3 weeks, 3 lethal zones. You can get 2 zones for 2 weeks, medium difficulty, 1 zone, 1 week, super easy. I'm gonna go for the 3 zones in 3 weeks. We have to outshoot lethal shooter. We have to outscore lethal shooter in a shootout, which he don't miss. So before I even go in there, I need to have the hot zones where I want them to be. Now, okay, I'm gonna pop up on the screen and my thumbnail, okay, in the description is going to be the link to the video on a full in-depth deep dive into how to get your hot zones, how to get your lethal zones, because that's gonna help you be a better shooter. Okay, this is gonna be purely best jump shot video, but that video is going to go in depth on how to get your lethal zones, how to get hot zones, and how to never miss whenever you get the best jump shots in NBA 2K25. Okay, now there's a lot of settings you need to check out before you even think about being able to shoot good in NBA 2K25. I'm not gonna lie, this was probably the most important thing for me when I was trying to figure out, okay, how in the world do I hit a jump shot in this game? Because I'm not gonna lie, the first 8-10 hours of the game, it was brutal, bro. It was brutal for everybody. I think even for the good players, it was like, yo, like I can't hit a shot. Like you go from 2K24 where I'm shooting 80% from 3 in 2K24, 80, one of the best shooters on the game, like could shoot any shot on the court, back fade and midi, back fade and 3, fade away 3, pull up 3, front fade 3, anything. I'm talking any shot, that fucking shot where you run away from the goal and you get that double clutch, bro. Any shot in the game I could hit, and it was mad easy. Everybody thought I was zen. This game, it's harder to shoot, and it's because of the way the cues are and how advanced the settings are. So you need to make sure your settings are right beforehand. Now, okay, I'll admit it. I thought my shot timing profile was on high risk, high reward for like the first 5 hours. It was on difficulty based. Wow, that no wonder I couldn't hit a shot. I would go from park, which was on difficulty based, and I would go to proving grounds where it was forced to be on high risk, high reward, and I would shoot way better in proving grounds, which is on a harder difficulty, and it's harder to time than I would with my difficulty base. So if you're one of those people that only uses these low because you're like, okay, low risk, low reward, I don't want to, you know, I want to be able to hit some whites, I want to be able to just make it if I miss. Now, for some of you, this might be okay, but definitely not difficulty based. That is terrible. And please do not use real player percentage. Please do not use real player percentage, because most likely you're not shooting a good real player percentage, so most likely you're going to keep shooting like shit. So do not use this. Low risk reward is probably not what I would do if you really can't shoot. Like you're like, yo, maybe normal risk reward. I haven't tried this, but it says it's most similar to previous 2Ks, which may be why, maybe what I have to put on in order to shoot 80%. Like right now I'm shooting like 60, 65%, so I'm trying to give myself some time with this high risk, high reward thing. But you're gonna make way more shots if you learn your actual timing. You should never miss. If you time it right, you should never ever miss. If it's timed correctly, it should green no matter what. It doesn't matter what contest it is. If it's timed right on high risk, high reward, you should get it. Normal risk, normal reward is gonna be most similar to previous 2Ks, where I mean last 2K, you could hit some really crazy shots with the pure green window, but I would probably say they're probably talking about like 2K22, 2K23, 2K21, before that was a thing. That's probably what that's gonna be, okay? High risk, high reward is probably that pure green window. If you can shoot and you time it right, it's gonna go in. That's personally what I go with, because all you have to do is figure out your cue. All you need to do is figure out when do I release the ball. And this year for me, I look at my hands a lot. I really do, because I don't know the exact timing by heart, by muscle memory just yet. So that's why I use high risk, high reward, and I look at my hands, because I gotta be able to know when I'm supposed to release that shot. Now you can ignore this, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna change, like you can put this on whatever you want to put it on, but when you go in and you actually set your custom jump shot, the custom jump shot overrides it. Mike Wing tweeted it overrides it, so I left this alone. I use set point in 2K24, but I have been using more of a push, you know, closer. It's a little bit of set point, but it's like 90% of the way to push, and you'll see what I'm saying right now. So in previous 2Ks, you've gone to the settings, you've gone to the controller settings to turn your jump shot meter off. What you're going to want to do is go over to your animations, then you got to press RB all the way until you get over to customize HUD. All right, shot meter shots, visibility for layups, you can put that on. All right, if you want to keep it on for your layups or your free throws. I don't really care for my free throws to be on, so I'll turn it off. But for shots, this needs to go off. You get a boost to your green window when you have your visibility for shots off, so that's why I have my visibility for shots off. You're gonna want the biggest boost possible that 2K is gonna give you. It's already gonna be hard enough to shoot in this game, so I'm gonna be using whatever 2K gives me to give me a boost besides that shot stick thing. That shot stick thing is crazy because you don't need it, but visibility for shots needs to go off. That way you get that boost. Practice your my court. You can practice on park difficulty. I'll show you how to do that, so let's go and let's get into it. Now another thing is shot feedback. Put your visibility on all shots. All this should be on. It should show what coverage it was. It should show the timing. It should show the distance, or you don't have to put the distance on if you don't want. Like that right there would probably be fine. Distance, I don't really care about the distance. I'll never look at it. But these two things, timing and coverage, need to be known. Okay, it needs to be known. You need to know if you're timing that shit slightly late, slightly early, super early, very early. You need to know if you're shooting bad shots, which most shots are open. So it's kind of interesting to see, you know, okay, if I miss, because sometimes if you don't have this on, you'll shoot a shot where you think it's contested, but it was really open. You just mistimed it. You're like, oh, it's just contested. No, you mistimed it, and you would have hit that if you would have just timed it. Now, the first jump shot we're going to be looking at is my jump shot for anyone that is above 6'5" and under, or at least 6'5" and under 6'10". Okay, then I'm going to go on to the smaller guards, people that are 6'4" and under, and then I'm going to go up to people that are above 6'10", okay, or 6'10" or higher. Okay, so don't worry about that. It's a little bit out of order, but this is my main build that I've been using besides my small guard. And I even tested out my little 7-foot Wimby build a little bit, and he can shoot. I just haven't really got enough time in the lab for me to be shooting 70% like I am with this guy. But as you can see, there's already a new thing, a new visual cue. It's not just straight up jump. It's not just straight up set point. It's not just straight up push. It's not just straight up release. Now, in my opinion, last year everyone liked to use push. It was very common. People use push. But I was different. I used set point and I shot 80%, like I said. So I tried it. I was like, okay, Jarrett Culver is basically a Tracy McGrady copy, carbon copy, right? Tracy McGrady base, carbon copy, which is a very good base from 2K24. It still gets very good ratings. A+ release height, A+ release speed, A- defensive immunity. Time and stability doesn't really matter because you're going to need to be timing it pretty perfect anyways. But instead of just giving you the 4 options, they kind of let you change your cue, and it goes up just a notch. Like, you can change this by just a notch. Look how much I barely, like, that right there is just enough to change when you time that jump shot. Do you understand? So it's a little weird. It's going to take a minute for you to be like, okay, I'm comfortable. So you need to keep adjusting this until you're comfortable. Now, I'd recommend giving it, you know, once you green a couple shots in a row and you're like, okay, I think I see it. If you start missing after that and you're like, okay, I don't like this, I know what I need to do. I need to make it a little bit later. I know I need to make it a little bit sooner. I need to make my cue a little bit sooner, you know. Then that's okay. That's when you change it. You don't just change it because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Okay, you change it because you're like, realistically, in the long run, it doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't feel smooth. That's not really for you. This is more of a personal preference. Now, yes, I think push and release are going to be the best ones this year. I know my small guard jump shot is closer to release. And a lot of people use release, all the way maxed out release. So I know push and release are probably gonna be very good. Now, if you can't time that and you think it's too long, you holding it down for too long, then that's when you start going back to the left, okay? So you just need to adjust it. That's gonna take time. To find that out is what's probably gonna take the most amount of time. I think that this is the hardest part about finding a jump shot for you, is trying to find the visual cue that's right for you. Now, these names, these things, what they mean is very self-explanatory. Jump, you're basically timing it based on his feet, how he jumps when he leaves the ground. That's how you're gonna be timing that jump shot, which is, I don't know what 2K that's similar to. I use jump at the beginning of 24, I think, and then, or maybe 23 as well, I can't remember. But 24 at the beginning, I definitely used jump on my center, and I was chicken with it. But then once I matured a little bit, I got into set point, which, as you can see, now set point is basically where you are going to be setting the ball at the top of your head. It's not when you push it forward, wink wink, that's push. And then it's not when the ball is releasing out of your hand, wink wink, which is release. Okay, so that should give you a pretty much it's pretty self-explanatory, bro. If you go set point and you see the ball set at the top of your head right before you push it forward, that's probably, you know, when you're gonna release it, when it's at its set point at the top of your head right before it's about to get pushed forward. Okay, push is a little bit right as it's starting to get pushed forward, that's when you release. And then release is as it's all the way through your hand and you're letting it go at the tip of your fingers, that's when you release. It's pretty self-explanatory, okay? And if you like it not all the way on that push, or not all the way at the set point, a little bit in between set point and push like I do, it's kind of close to push. It's not on push, it's a couple notches back, which each notch you're gonna feel, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's why it's gonna take fine tuning, bro. This is not something, it's not you get 4 options anymore. You no longer get 4 release cues, you get like fucking 50, because each notch is different. So you understand, you can try this out, but if it's not the right blending, or not the right if it's not the right visual cue for you, then that's okay. Change it, bro. Change it. Whatever is gonna make you feel the best, that's what you should be rocking out with. Do not listen to these creators that are saying, oh, if you can't shoot, I'd say if you can shoot 75% with any of these cues, fuck them. I don't care what they say. Everyone thought I was crazy for last year for using set point. I was like one of the only people I knew that used set point that was a good shooter. Like anybody in the comp scene, they were telling me push, you hit crazy heavies. I didn't give a damn. I shot 80%. I tried to go to push, and it was cool, but I just couldn't get it down. So if you get something down that feels comfortable to you, I don't care what none of them say, bro. Rock out with that. I don't care what I say. I would never hate on you if you're shooting good. So if you're shooting good and you find the right visual cue for you, now me personally, like I said, push and release is seeming like things that are closer to push, things that are closer to release. Even though I'm a little bit still to set point, I'm kind of far away from it, but I am still there a little bit. I got a little bit of set point in me, you feel me? But I think push and release are going to be the best. So let's get into the small guard jump shots now. Let's go. It's going to change the cue, like how far, you see how close jump and set point are? You see how far away set point and push are? You'll see as the releases are different, and as the blending is different, it's good. Look, I'll show you right now. 2773, right? So as I'm moving this, you can see my set point meter going farther to the right, right? So 2773, it's just far, and it's farther away from push, but it's close to jump. Now, I pretty much always recommend max release speed. Now, the reason I did what I did with the animation blending is because I wanted to get the best stats I possibly could. So as you can see, with this right here, with 28% Sadiq Bay, I get an A+, A+, B+, D+. If I just go up 1, I get an A+, A minus D+. Now, I don't think that the shot attribute grades are the biggest deal. I've never really believed in them. My shit last year didn't really have that crazy. I mean, it was like A+, it was like this. But the time and stability doesn't really move me. I just think if it's a good jump shot, has a big green window, and it's a smooth jumper, then that's all that really matters. If it feels good to you and you can hit consistently with it, then that's really all that's gonna matter. So here you go. If you're a popper, I'd recommend most poppers are getting at least at 83 mid-range. Now, if you can't get that, then that's when you change the upper releases. But Jarrett Culver, Sadiq Bay, Oscar Robinson is basically a carbon copy of the best jump shot last year, and that's what I'm used to, and that's what I've been using, and it's chicken. Okay, it's chicken. Torian Prince is also another good base that people use. Try Torian Prince if you're 6'5", at least, and under 6'10". Torian Prince, Jarrett Culver, both insanely good bases. You should not struggle. Sadiq Bay, Oscar Robinson should be very, very chicken. Now I'm going to get into the small guard people that are lower than 6'4" or 6'5" in height, and then I'm going to get into my tall guys. I got every jump shot for y'all boys. Now for my small guards that are under 6'5", this jump shot has changed so many people's lives around me, okay, and me, for my guard. Trust me when I say this. I was using Kyrie Irving, I was using Steph Curry. Now those are still good bases, but this Cameron Thomas base, I don't know what it is. This thing is chicken. I use Cameron Thomas base, Darius Garland upper release 1, Trey Mann release 2. I got this jump shot from one of my friends. I think he got it from somebody else. This shit's been passed along through the grapevine. You might have even seen it already. But this thing's pretty good, bro. And he uses all the way to release. I can't time that. So like I said, set point and push. As you can see, my set point bar is a lot farther over to the right than my tall 6 foot whatever, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" builds, 6'9" builds. Okay, set point is a little bit farther to the right here, so that's why I'm still kind of in that range of where I was before, but I'm not all the way over to push on this one like I was on my last one, on my taller guard, popper, center, lock build. Okay, spot up build. Okay, or tall guard build. That jump shot, I was a little bit closer to push. But this one, I'm still close to set point, but set point's farther over. So as you can see, the visual cue is just going to be constantly changing, and you got to make sure you find the right visual cue for you. That's probably the most important part. But this jump shot is chicken once you figure that out. Chicken. You're not going to miss. Never. This jump shot is the first jump shot I was able to make 4 greens in a row. I don't know what it is. I can hit 2 in a row. I can hit 1 in a row. I can hit 3 in a row. But shit, that's pushing it. 3 in a row was pushing it. But it's the only time I've ever made 3 to 4 in a row, right? Where I was like, okay, because I can go 2 for 2, but then I miss 1. Then I'll make 2 again, then I'll miss 1. It's like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? That's just frustrating coming from someone who used to never miss, that could go literally perfect every single game if they locked in. Now, obviously, you might miss some, but I could go perfect at any moment if I needed to. If I was down 20 to nothing in 2K24, I could literally go perfect 10 for 10 and get the fuck up out of there. So it's a little bit frustrating when you make 2 and then miss 1. So I understand, especially for the people that are watching this video, you're probably struggling to shoot. This jump shot's gonna be chicken, trust me. Adjust the visual cue like you like it, but this is how I like it, okay? I like to shoot mine. I like to do jump shots in this game right as I'm pushing the ball forward, and that's what I found it works for me. So as you can see, the set point is kind of close to the push. That's why there's not, you can see where the ball's set on top of my head and how fast he flicks it forward in the animation. You can literally see there's not a big gap. There's a big gap from jump to set point, which is why it looks like there's so big of a gap in the visual cue little blending thing. But then from set point, which is where he sets the ball at the top of my head before he pushes it forward and flicks it forward, you can see it goes pretty quick. That's why there's not that big of a gap. That's what I like. I like to shoot it in between that area from where it's set and where it's pushing. I like to shoot in that cue area. That's why it's in the middle. All right, boys, so this is probably the best jump shot in the game right now at the moment for your smaller guards, for y'all boys that are out there trying to cook on your little Steph Curry builds and shit like that. All right, you only need an 86 mid-range, 86.3 for this, so rock out. All right, now let's get into the final. It's best, last but not least, saving the best for last. My big men out want to feast. Let's get into it. Now, for my tall boys out there, okay, you only need a 66 mid-range, 66.3 for this jumper, and the base looks crazy. Now I understand this thing might be crazy looking, but it's fast and no one's contesting it, and you're tall as shit. You're gonna be shooting over those with ease. So if you're taller than 6'10", this Missy dude and Kevin Love and Dirk, you're gonna be strapping that thing. Everyone knows Kevin Love and Dirk got the strap on them. I'm sorry, I'm a casual, I guess. I don't know who this Missy dude is, but shout out to him. He's got a crazy looking base, and somehow it works. Set shot 25, it looks like. But this is what you should use. I don't know why it says release height D+, because you get a crazy arch on the shot. But the release speed is A, and defensive immunity is a B+. This is the best base in the game for taller centers. Same thing again with the visual cue, just tune it if you need to tune it. Now, like I said earlier in this video, if you need to find the lethal zone method and you need the hot zone method so you're never missing with these new chicken jump shots, full in-depth lethal zone method link in the description, or you can click one of the videos on the screen. Hopefully one of them is that, but you probably will find there's a bunch of other videos on my channel that are helpful, funny, entertaining, comp. So drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications. I love y'all boys. Thank you for the support. Click anything on the screen. I'll see y'all boys in the next one, man. Peace.